just dive right in here. I'm just going to read the first chapter. It's short, kind of just to get us into the evening, and then after that, we'll do some random stuff. We'll see what happens. I would like to just I've got these little quotes in the beginning, and I think that if you can understand how these quotes work together, you don't have to read the book. Okay, but I think the whole book is captured in these quotes. And first one is, "The kingdom of the Father is spread upon the earth, and men do not see it." That's from one of the Gnostic Gospels, the Gospel of Thomas. And then the other quote is, "Take me down to the paradise city, where the grass is green, and the girls are pretty. Won't you please take me home?" No.
You can sing it.
I wouldn't know what you... This is chapter 1. "You open your eyes. The morning sun ignites the clouds and fills the park with golden light, as if the gates of heaven have burst open. You breathe in and feel the energy dancing all around you. This is the planet. This is the moment. This is home. If this is a dream, it's unlike any you've ever had. Your dreams are always full of technicolor images. Your twin suns, the jungle, the Rockies. Memories that seem real. But now you feel the same fog-bit air you felt yesterday. Smell the same trees and dirt and ocean. Your own unwashed self. You hear the same sounds. Joggers huffing past the museum. Cars braking at the crosswalk. Seagulls screeching over the snack bar dumpster. You go to the drinking fountain and splash water on your face. The same water as yesterday. The same biting chill. The same metallic taste. You are not dreaming. This is real. You can see again. 25 years blind, and now you can see again. Below you lies the sunken plaza, the metal benches arranged before the pink bandshell like broken bars of sheet music. The knotty, stunted trees are in full summer green, and oh, what a green. Never has green looked so green before. The leaves lift and spin in a sudden breeze. All the trees join together in a synchronized dance. You choke with sudden sobs. So much beauty. You stagger forward. At the bus stop, you face the glass partition and see your ragged reflection. A quarter-century older, hair and beard gone silver. Oh, what a silver. Next to the glass, a tall black and white poster shows a man and woman in white pajamas holding flowers. John and Yoko. In the corner, a rainbow apple, the fruit of paradise, is missing a bite. How perfect. You see words and blink until they focus into meaning. Think different. I do, you whisper. I do. Your throat chokes again, but this time with a great laughter that broils up like a massive air bubbles from the ocean deep. Your surroundings flood in faster than you can name them. Sunlight, cars, eucalyptus trees, little kids scattering pigeons, the colossal orange tower on the hill, antennae penetrating the golden clouds and diamond sky. Everything is so beautiful in its perfection. Each little part, all of it together. You laugh until your sides ache and hot tears bite your cheeks. The man in the park has done more than restore your eyesight. He has given you vision. Paradise unfolds in every direction, revealing perfection in every crack, beauty in every blemish. A flock of starlings darts up and dances all around you, as if to rejoice in your awakening. You remember what the man in the park told you, your assignment. So you drop into a bench and close your eyes and wait for and there it is, the tug. You must go find Tommy. When you open your eyes, you see a wall of people keeping a safe distance from the laughing and crying street crazy. Hard as they stare, they do not see you. But you can see them all right. See the peppermint swirl their fear and curiosity. Directly before you, a cop squats on one knee, his cap on the blonde dirt ground. He looks into your eyes and says your name over and over, gently, almost whispering, each iteration the same sound, but a different question. Johnny, are you okay? Johnny, is it really you, blind Johnny Ray? Johnny? 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 He knows you. He's a friend. Never mind the badge. The tug urges you to your feet, and you go with him. That's just the first chapter. That's please. I've asked James Warner, a friend of mine and author also, to give me a random number. I have a random number generator on my iPhone app, and he's just going to give me a random number, and I'm going to read that page. If you would be so kind, James.
163.
163. All right. All right, here we go, 163. Perfect. Okay. It doesn't matter, because whatever it is, you're not involved. I might mention that this one character, Tommy, is having a conversation with a portrait of the Beatles in a conference room. And this is a Paul speaking to him. It doesn't matter, because whatever it is, you're not involved. You're as mystified as the next guy. That's the way to play this, Tommy. As mystified as the next guy. Good thinking. Too much curiosity, we want to raise suspicion. George, did you want to add anything? May I suggest that this would be a good time to stop talking to the pictures on the wall? Talk about raising suspicion, old chap. My British accent, isn't it? Terrible. Before Tommy could consult Ringo, a harried Claude entered the room. His cardigan sagged loose on his frame, as if he'd shrunk. He sat across from Tommy and ran his fingers over his balding pate. Sorry for all the hassle, Tom. Forget it. What's this all about? Claude raised his hands in a what-can-you-do exasperation. Just a minor security breach, but there's a whole set of protocols we're required to follow. Was there a break-in? Oh, no, nothing like that. Claude hesitated. It's all good, though. We'll be able to go back in very shortly. They're just clearing out their equipment. Equipment. Tommy didn't like the sound of that. He pictured cables plugged into every port in his computer, reconstituting the illicit scan from random bytes. He's got some information. His phone chirped, and he lifted it out of his pocket, just enough to see the screen. It's Carrie. Sorry, he pressed ignore. Claude continued. Nigel's called an emergency meeting for 11:30. It's probably going to run well past lunch. You don't have to go. Just keep your head down for the rest of the day. Sure, Tommy relaxed. He was in the clear. Claude cleared his throat. You're late today. You're late. Any specific reason why? Oh, right. Carlotta was away for the weekend. She came back this morning just as I was leaving. So I stayed behind for a late breakfast. The lie came easily. Just going to finish the paragraph. The lie came easily, almost before Tommy could even formulate it. Tommy knew that Claude was fond of Carlotta, and the mere mention of her name quickly disarmed him. You know how it is. May I have one more random number, please?
172.
172. That's right after this one. Not as random as I'd hoped. Let's see here. He's just finishing dinner with his fiancée. Let me just start from the other page, so I don't have mid-paragraph. The wine bottle was empty, and the dinner plates bloody with congealed sauce. Tommy had told Carlotta the whole story, from the hunch about the Paradise Lounge and Greta to the park and Sabrina, Claiborne, and the cops. Yet he kept thinking he'd left out something critical. Something Claiborne had said. Tommy had resisted talking about the park because that would mean it was real. And if it was real, then he was probably insane. Because that could not possibly be real. At one point during dinner, Tommy got out the chapbooks with a two-part message from Greta, corroborating evidence. The reality of those ballpoint words pressed into the cream-colored paper made him feel better. Carlotta took a deep breath. Wow, did you guys really see a coyote? Yeah, but it was close to the park. There have always been coyotes in the park. Still, but how freaky. Tommy laughed. Considering everything that's happened, that's the part you find freaky? He understood, though. That was one part of the night that she could grasp and accept at face value. Maybe she, too, was scared that the events in the park could be real. Yeah, well, Carlotta said, what do you think? Could this really be happening? I don't know. It's one thing to read about this shit when it happened 2,000 years ago. She cut him off. You don't have to go back that far. All kinds of freaky stuff happens in India, and in Greece back in the 40s, there was a shepherd who could actually heal the sick. Tommy imagined this was the sort of Carlotta and her yoga buddies had after class. Well, stories like that, you know. Tommy, I swear, this guy healed a lamb with 4 broken legs right in the courtroom. Carlotta told him a story she'd read and swore she'd find it for him on the internet. A documented case where the local medical establishment had sued a shepherd for performing such miracles on people. He supposedly won his case by breaking the lamb's legs, having the fractures confirmed by the suing doctors, and then, bam, healing the legs right in front of everyone in the courtroom. That's page 172. One last random page.
55.
50. Okay, all right, okay. Do you have a copy of the? Are you setting me up here? I don't know. Okay. All right. Okay. Tommy snorted. You're crazy if you expect me to go rooting around the hospital. I got a real job, I don't have time for this bullshit. Easy there, Fido. He's talking to his editor who wants him to investigate further. Former editor. He used to be a journalist, investigative journalist, alternative media guy before he sold out and took a corporate job. Tommy snorted. You're crazy if you expect me to go rooting around the hospital. I got a real job, I don't have time for this bullshit. Easy there, Fido. Take a deep breath and count to 10. Don't worry about that part of it. I know a guy. What do you mean you know a guy? Carrie chuckled. The less you know, the better. I know this guy, a researcher who deals in medical information. He can find whatever we need. You're kidding me. Do you want his number? Are you up for this? That was a good question. What was Tommy's interest here? A story? The very premise was too shaky and hardly original. Mystical prophets in the park? San Francisco had more than its share, ranging from harmless acid-dripping Zen-meisters like Stephen Gaskin to truly dangerous revival nut jobs like Jim Jones. They weren't all bad, mostly cases of too much acid mixed with too little understanding of Eastern philosophy. Actually, Eastern philosophy was my section here. And it might work as a feel-good feature, a Summer of Love retrospective. Just as you can still hear great jazz in North Beach, you can still find chemical enlightenment in Haight-Ashbury. Tommy reminded himself that he wasn't even a journalist anymore. Not that he was ever much of one. Unlike Carrie, Tommy hadn't been inspired by Watergate and Woodward and Bernstein to study journalism. She was the one with framed photos of Hunter S. Thompson and I.F. Stone on her desk. Tommy was the one who became a corporate copywriter, and he had a rush assignment waiting for him back at the office. He wanted to tell Carrie that if she wanted a story, she'd have to write it herself. But instead he said, sure, email me his number. I'll call him later. In the end, they decided that Tommy would follow through with Nurse Steve, the so-called researcher. They intended to pay him in trade, as she'd done before, so carried messenger over a bunch of comps. Okay. That was page 55. Let's have some beer and wine,